Hello everyone and welcome to this instalment of Burridge and Tom Rambling On. My name is Tom and as always I'm joined by my good friend Burridge.
Yes, hello, that is me. I hope you're all having an astonishing day. In this episode we will be covering the death of Stadia, for real this time.
Intel 13th Gen.
And more.
It's finally gone.
We were already talking about this a few episodes ago.
Yeah, well, and then like Google came out, oh no, it's definitely not happening. What did Google go and announce? Funny. Haha, Stadia's gone. Goodbye.
I mean, I don't know what we said in the previous episode, but I'm sure we would have said something.
I think we said something if we didn't believe Google when they said it. Because they said the same thing about Google Plus. And look what happened to that.
Yeah. No, whenever a corporation with a product that hasn't done very well goes, no, and especially when there are rumours about that said product, like, being axed, and the corporation comes out and goes, no. Take that as the opposite answer.
Yeah, it means yes.
It means yes.
Okay, so Stadia is officially shutting down on January the 18th, 2023. In a very surprising move, actually, Google will be refunding all Stadia hardware purchased through the Google Store, as well as all games and add-on content purchased from the Stadia Store. Ooh. That's actually a mega surprise.
Yeah.
That's very out of character for a mega corporation.
And
Who are you and what have you done with Google?
Not just that, but I have just seen from like the stream on the article we're looking at, because it's got like all the stories. I also noticed that Ubisoft are going to let you transfer your Stadia purchases to their own PC.
Bungie as well.
Bungie as well.
For Destiny players.
That's that's a good move on their part, really.
Yeah, I did see an article of someone had 6,000 hours on Red Dead on their Stadia account, and they've been begging Rockstar to let them transfer it to something else.
Oh my god.
That unfortunate person.
Has Stadia even been out long enough for someone to get 6,000 hours?
Stadia came out in like October of 2019, and we are currently in October of 2020. So that's 3 years, which is 525,600 minutes. There's plenty of time to do that. So that's at least
6,000 hours ago was February the 3rd this year. So yes, okay, they probably could have done. But
yeah, they could have done it in this year alone.
That also indicates that
they have no life to that game.
They do nothing else.
I mean, fair enough. Red Dead is one of those games that is fast enough that you could technically no life it, but at least Rust resets every month.
Yeah.
So I've just completely mangled one of my earphones.
Oh dear.
It's because they're in ears. It's one of the tips has just been degrading over time, and I finally destroyed it. It's gone.
You heard it here first.
It is gone. It's okay. I've got another set of these headphones knocking about the gaff, and tons of ear tips, so it don't really matter.
Unlike Google Stadia owners who will not be able to.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm kind of tempted to get a second-hand Stadia controller because they seem like quite good controllers. And
they look okay.
For 15 quid, so I might do it at some point.
You might want to do it before it completely goes.
Well, no, because you can plug it into a PC and use it as a
That's not what I meant. I just meant that the prices will skyrocket once it's gone, I feel, because it will become one of those collectible things, won't it?
I doubt it. Stadia didn't have the cultural impact of things like retro consoles or anything. That's why they're collectible now. Is like, hark back to nostalgia. Everyone will be like, remember that product Google tried to launch? Which one? It's the latest in a long line of things Google has killed.
I guess it's just more for those hardware enthusiasts, though. Like, I feel like somewhere along the line, they may still get upped in price a little bit because rarity still creates.
Probably. I'll try and get one as soon as possible, but at the moment I have zero monies.
Zero monies. Support us on our forums so that Tom can buy a Stadia controller.
Google Stadia. They don't. Wait, they're not even buying them at CEX anymore.
CEX just turned around and went, nope.
I can buy a white one in grade A condition for £10. Oh yeah, they've just stopped purchasing them because they're useless now. as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, true.
There's one in Portsmouth that you can buy.
So they got the Stadia. Yeah, so the controllers we sell for £10, or they also sell controller B for £5.
But they don't have any of those in stock, unfortunately.
We don't buy this anymore.
Yeah. That's the first time I've ever actually seen that, that we don't buy this anymore.
I was going to say, considering they buy DVDs off you for 10p.
Yeah. To be fair, I did also see the other day, just on the topic of killed Google products.
Yeah.
They had Google Glass.
No.
They had like an actual consumer set in stock. I don't think they do anymore. No, there's none in stock anymore. But it was £180 for Google Glass, and I was thinking, when I do get some money, it could be so cool just to get one and see exactly why it failed.
I need to point out as well. Speaking of we were speaking of retro consoles right earlier on prices.
Yeah.
I just found a copy of Pokemon Stadium 2 in mint condition on CEX. They don't actually have any in stock. And just to give you, they will buy it straight up cash from you for £149. Or they will give you a voucher for 172, and they then sell it for 230 quid. 230 quid for one video game.
Yeah, it's collectible, isn't it?
It's collectible and it's mint. I didn't realise CX really sold mint.
They did when retro video game grading got big.
Right.
Also, I've just, on more failed products, they have a Microsoft HoloLens dev kit in stock.
Oh my god.
Throwback to the HoloLens project. That looked... the demos or the demonstration videos they had for it, they looked so good. The products just never materialized. They do still make it though, but they make it they make it specifically for companies. It's like a business only product now.
Oh yes, they do. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. I think is it done under a subsidiary now? No, it's still Microsoft HoloLens. I can't. Oh no, it was because I think it was Snapchat's glasses. They've done like an AR thing as well.
That's right. Yeah.
They're basically trying to get the same market as Google Glass tried to back in the day, and HoloLens 2 is trying to now. You can actually buy HoloLens 2, but you have to do it through like a business account, and it's $3,500.
Oh no!
For the base one, or you can get the industrial version for $5,000. But it's meant for so you could build software where you're custom building PCBs, and it could look at the PCB, scan like a little QR code, and then tell you what component goes where. Or it's designed and aimed at that now. Or you can send visual instructions to someone in a hazardous environment, and they don't have to take their eyes off what they're doing. They can get it as a heads-up thing.
Oh, okay.
I do see the benefit of that type of software. Of that type of device.
Interesting.
But I want it to play Minecraft in 3 dimensions.
Interesting note on the Stadia thing, though, back on topic. Microsoft has just completely declined to even say a word about it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Microsoft have got one of the most successful cloud gaming platforms going now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Stadia wasn't way too early to market, but Stadia would have done a lot better if it had released just 1 year later. At the height of the pandemic, think how well Stadia could have sold.
Yeah, if they'd have launched it, yeah.
If they'd have launched it and it was in the cultural psyche at the time of everyone being shut inside with nothing to do for 3 or 4 months at a time, Stadia could have done so well. But it
would have had more time to mature in development before releasing. Cause it wasn't great at launch, was it?
There was some problems on launch day, yeah.
So having that extra time would have made... Yes, I'm sure you are, because I believe we were talking about it on...
Yes, I was going to reserve one, and then I did not.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, if I had done, I would have kept the hardware and got a refund, so...
See for like hardware nerds like us, I feel like that would have been awesome. Like just to have like a Stadia discontinued piece of equipment that's like, oh, I wonder what I can make it do.
Like a lot of people said on the subreddit when it was announced that it was cancelled. Basically, they've now just got a free 4K what's it called, Chromecast, and a good controller that can only be used USB. There is calls for Google to push an update that enables the Bluetooth chip.
Yeah,
for controller purposes. Once Stadia's done, but there's been no comment on it so far. Quick eBay, how much is a Stadia? I won't get any money back for it because I won't have bought it through the thing. But you know, Google Stadia Premier
Google
Chromecast
Stadia.
Ultra and controller.
God, $29.99 new and sealed. New and sealed.
Yeah. Since to be fair, like prices were a lot higher the day of the announcement. Because I think the secondhand market doesn't react quickly to anything at all. You've got to let listings flow through before you get updated. So now that Stadia is gone, the fact that everyone's trying to sell them off.
Yeah.
It says a lot.
You've got, like... That's the thing. They're going to sell them off, and they're like, well, I'm getting my money back anyway, so I may as well get extra money. To
be fair, though, for £28 for this one I found here, plus £3... Hey, it's in Stoke-on-Trent. Yo!
Hey!
For 28 quid, you get a 4K Chromecast and a usable USB controller. That's still a good deal.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Like,
I mean, a 4K Chromecast costs like an arm and a leg on its own.
I'm just going to say, I totally haven't just saved that brand new and fully sealed Stadia on eBay to my favourites on the off chance that I get a 4K TV, and I'm like, you know what? I need a 4K Chromecast.
To be fair, though, you can watch 4K content on a 1080p monitor, and just because the bitrate's higher, it looks so much better. That's a lot of like the argument of people saying, "Oh, well, it doesn't actually matter if this is not a topic for today." But Google putting 4K behind a YouTube Premium paywall
actually sucks.
Do not agree with it. That higher bitrate is very beneficial, even though most of the market doesn't have a 1080p display. Or no, only has a 1080p display. Grr. That's a side note. I've not put it down in the things to cover, but yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
What am I looking for? I was looking for a 4K Chromecast. So a 4K Chromecast at the moment, which is the new style Chromecast with remote, is £40.
Oh,
so
boy.
The fact that you can get like the Stadia controller and the Chromecast to go with it for 30 quid. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yes, Queen.
Speaking of hardware, let's move on to let's move on to more hardware.
More hardware. Ha ha ha.
Ooh, the image of this.
Intel 13th Gen. Intel Raptor Lake, because we've run out of liquids to go in lakes now, apparently. And we're now on to dinosaurs.
The memes for this with Raptor Lake.
Is it good?
Oh my God.
I've not seen any.
So there was one image that just made me giggle, which was just like basically a load of raptors in a lake.
Support DDR4 with Velociraptor.
Yeah. yeah. Okay, it's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, there was this image going around of like a load of Velociraptors in like water in a lake running around with like Intel CPUs or something like that, and it was just a very funny image. i9 13. Oh my God, the numbers, man. i9.
The numbers. What do they mean, Mason?
The i9 13900K. The 13. Oh my. How'd you even? Because it used to just be 8700K.
13900K, I think.
Okay. So we've got the i9 for $589, which means we'll get it at £589.
13900K. Sorry, I'm still stuck up on how you even put this. The i9 9000 series of the 13th generation flavour.
Yeah.
or the 900 flavour of the 13,000 series, or whatever.
The 13 series i9.
The big expensive boy of the 13,000.
Well, you say the expensive boy, but actually 589 for like the i9.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be the big expensive boy of that generation.
Yeah, but like compared to previous generations, that's not the worst price I've seen. I don't
compared
think.
to NVIDIA graphics cards. That's
oh boy, that's a different topic we're coming on to. Don't you worry about that.
I'm not worried, son. You're worried.
I'm not.
I'm worried.
I'm not.
We're all worried.
Yeah, so recommended customer price for the 12th generation i9, 12900, was $648 to $658. So they've shaved off like $60 or $70 of the top product there.
Wow. Intel out here understanding there's a cost of living crisis, and if you two can sponsor a Tom for just £5 a day, so he too can buy an i9, however you pronounce that, K.
I think 13900K probably is the closest.
13900K.
12900.
13900K.
Oh, that's probably why they're releasing it at that sort of price, because AMD's Ryzen 9 7900X is only 549. So they've got them beat on price still. But
good old AMD actually not being bad for a change.
Now, speaking of Intel CPUs, if you could make your Arc GPUs really good, so that Nvidia and AMD, in fact, because AMD are also guilty of price gouging people with their graphics cards, it'd be nice to have a third player in the field.
I've seen some things on the Arc GPU. I've
seen
Steve's video.
I've read some things on it. Like it's kind of good and bad. It depends on what you're playing. If it's DX12, you're gonna be fine. I mainly
watched the Gamers Nexus teardown.
Yeah. So if you play a DX12 title, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, of course.
If you play some older games, not so much, because it uses a compatibility layer to convert the DX9 calls to DX12. So there is like a latency issue, I believe, with like that sort of thing. So playing older games on an Arc GPU, not so good. But that's not what we're talking about.
I should get a 3900K for them calls. Damn.
The 3900K.
13900K. The one we can't say. The top.
Oh, one. The 13900K.
What did I say?
The 3900K, which would be quite a long time ago.
Tell you what, we'll just call it the 3900K Mark II.
Okay, so it's got 8 performance cores and 16 efficiency cores. That feels like quite a lot of efficiency cores for a top-end sort of...
Yes, I would
balls to the wall. I would have preferred that the other way round. Like, 16 performance and 8 efficiency,
I need lots of cores for my rendering.
And then 32 threads, yeah.
Oh, wait, you jammy sod, I've just realised. Sorry, tangent. What? You use Resolve on Mac, don't you?
I do.
That means you can use GPU encoding.
You're damn right.
Sod. I can't. I have to use CPU.
Why?
GPU encoding is in the Studio version.
Right.
On Windows.
What?
I don't know why. DaVinci.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
I've got enough CPU cores that it's not terrible.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I've only got like several cores. I've only got 8 cores.
You've only got 8 cores.
Yeah, 16 threads. Ryzen, baby.
So if that's the case,
are you gonna flex on me with your bloody M1 graphics cores now?
That would mean. Oh no, I've got 8 core GPU in mind.
Okay, we're matched roughly.
We're matched. Because I've got 8 core CPU and an 8 core GPU. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I never really looked into it. To be fair, mate,
yours should be able to do graphic.
I just click render and it renders very quickly. So
yeah, mine's not too bad, but it just doesn't use the GPU for encoding. I need to pay £300 for the full license, or buy a Blackmagic camera.
Ooh,
and it comes with a free one.
125 watts base power, not too bad, but it will turbo up to 253. Blimey, that's basically what my graphics card uses, and mine's a 1080.
CPU be like, hello, electricity bill. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty much. Meanwhile, I'm sat here with an M1 that won't pull any more than 30 watts.
I don't know what my wattage is like at the moment. Several.
Okay, so looking down through more, like the cores are quite high across the board, aren't they? Really, like 14 cores on the lowest with 20 threads, and that's on the lowest. That's the i5.
Yeah, there's no i3.
No i3.
Where's my i3? Where's my Pentium? God damn it!
And if I'm right thinking, the KF is just the K without the graphics attached to it.
Yes, that seems to be the implication from this graph, or table, or whatever.
But like, what apart from a price change, I assume, surely it would be beneficial to have the UHD graphics in the chip, because then you've got
probably the Tom's Hardware thing of Raptor Lake with the Velociraptors, and then a bloody Western Digital Raptor drive in the background.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, so if it has no graphics, it is a little bit cheaper. So, like, the lowest priced chip they've got currently is the 13600KF, and that's only 200. Well, I say only is $294.
Yikes! That's a few.
All of the chips are base power of 125 watts, which I think kind of makes sense because they're all sort of the same clock speed.
Yeah.
And everything else. Just that they have a few cores locked off with the lower models, really. But, like, the cores don't really go up by much.
You go from 14 to 24, but you only gain 2 performance cores.
Yeah. And you get those performance cores from the 13700KF.
Yeah.
Like, I would argue the sweet point is probably the i7.
What, the 13700?
The K or the KF, depending, what, like, price point. I'd argue they're probably the sweetest sort of middle ground there. Because the thing is, they use the exact same power as the higher up models do, if you look at the graph. Like, nothing changes between the i7 and the i9, except that the i9s just clock a little bit faster, but they also have a higher base clock. And the in terms of cache, they don't have that much more cache. And you're not getting that many more cores. Well, you double your efficiency cores with those higher end models.
Yeah.
So you double your efficiency cores, but
for higher end tasks, that's not going to make
higher end tasks. You're not going to make a difference, really.
Also, I've just gone down a slight rabbit hole while you've been talking about that, about buying a Threadripper to improve my render time. Or I could just spend the £300 on a license and use my GPU to render.
Oh my god, Tom.
£800 Threadripper, £300 software. Threadripper, all the way.
Threadripper, clearly. And you'd want to get the 3990X, of course, because you want 128 threads.
Yeah, that's £5,000.
Yeah.
Nearly £6,000. That's about the value. I could trade my car in for a Threadripper.
Oh my god.
But then I couldn't buy a van. Sad. No, but yes, new CPUs. Don't buy
new
them.
CPUs. Don't. I mean,
buy them if you want to. I'm not your mum.
I'm still on an 8700K and it's perfectly fine for what I do at the moment, so.
I'm on a something. 3800X? 2800X?
I thought you were on the 3800X and then the 2070.
Already 3800X. I've already forgot.
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought you were Ryzen 3000
Ryzen
and
3000.
RTX 2000.
Yes.
See, I know your PC specs.
It's been a while since I worried about my actual specs. I've been too busy playing games.
See, I don't know when I'm going to.
Playing games.
I want to upgrade again at some point, but I'm also kind of like everything's a lot more power hungry at the moment.
Is it worth it in the current market?
And in the current market, it's not worth it for me because my PC still actually does everything I need it to do. And most day-to-day tasks I actually do on my Mac Mini now. So, in regards to power saving for the same sort of performance for tasks...
For non-gaming tasks.
For non-gaming tasks, yes. Obviously, my PC is still way better when it comes to playing games, but if I'm not playing games and I'm just writing or doing officey things or even coding, you know, I could do it all on the Mac Mini without drawing loads of power out the wall.
Yeah.
Although, because my PC is quite old anyway, I doubt it's drawing that much, because I think the 1080 is 250 watts maximum, so the CPU's only like 100.
My whole system's fine on a 650 watt power supply.
Yeah, mine's only a 550 watts, so...
Yeah, so it's costing you like 20 pence an hour to run.
Yeah. Whereas the Mac Mini's costing me a fraction of that.
Yeah. But the Mac Mini's not got pretty RGB lights, so therefore it loses. Apple, when you have RGB...
Actually, I've just put some RGB strips all like... No, I haven't.
I've just got my niece to colour it in with a rainbow crayon. Anyway.
Let's move on to the next topic, which...
Let's go.
Actually,
This
I've not...
You're an affiliate.
Yeah, but I've not looked at this yet.
Have you not?
No, I'm not aware of this.
I remember seeing some anger on Reddit about it and Twitter, and that's where I know about it from. So, Twitch, the massive online streaming platform, twitch.tv/Burridge and Tom, is undergoing some turmoil at the moment, with the Senior Vice President of Global Creators, Constant Knight, has left the company after the company has made a decision to adjust its revenue split.
See, I knew about the revenue split. I just didn't know about the fact that they'd had people leaving the company itself.
Yeah. It's, yeah, to be fair, well, this affects you, Burridge, because you're an affiliate.
Yes, I've already had my last payout, though, to be fair, because it used to be it was 100. I believe so, yeah. So I don't really know, because I never really looked into it that far. I always just looked at have I got $100 yet?
Whereas now it's
$50, so I randomly got a payout the other week, and I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, they've changed it to 50-50. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, so 50-50 after the first 100,000. So actually, I wouldn't be affected because I don't earn that much. Yeah. Recent decision to lower the revenue split for partnered content creators from 70-30 to 50-50 after the first $100,000.
Oh, partnered creators.
I don't know whether they mean affiliates as well, because affiliates are not partners, but they still sign contract.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, no, it does say after the first $100,000, so I'm not affected because I do not earn that much money.
Quick, give Burridge a bunch of money.
Yes, go and watch a channel that doesn't stream.
Yeah,
do it.
That's basically most of the channels at the moment. Trying to organise things is
it's difficult at the moment.
Impossible.
But yeah, no, I knew about the revenue changes. I knew there was a lot of.
I'm the admin department here.
I knew there was a lot of problems and people were very upset with them over it, but I didn't realise that people in the company were also very upset with it and leaving.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like 100,000 sounds like a lot, but for some of the biggest creators on the platform, it is nothing, relatively speaking.
No,
especially when you've got organisations out there like the Yogscast that handle revenue streams from multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
Like the main channel, that surpassed 100,000 earned on Twitch a long time ago. And it's like LMG, their Twitch channels, like the LTT one, they probably run another few. Don't really know, don't really care. But like they're talking a couple million a year in everything. So to go from you're losing 30% of the potential earning across for every pound you as a viewer donates. Twitch are now taking 30 pence more once you earn over a certain threshold.
30 or 20 pence more, sorry. I think 20 pence.
20 pence,
right?
sorry, my math is incorrect.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah.
So effectively you 50p of your money goes to the streamer and 50 pence of your money goes
straight to
Twitch
Jeff
itself.
Bezos.
True.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting move, really, because YouTube has never moved away from the 70-30 split.
No.
Despite the fact that, as far as I'm aware, YouTube has never made any profit for Google.
I believe I think the most they've ever done is broken even.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they aim to keep it. I think they aim to just keep it breaking even rather
YouTube is primarily propped up by everything else Google does, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Not Stadia anymore.
Not Stadia.
So how Amazon, one of the largest companies in the world, cannot prop up Twitch in the same way. Oh, I know why they don't do it, because using other sections of the business to prop up something that's unprofitable doesn't look very good on shareholder reports.
No.
Although how Google have managed to convince their shareholders of it for years is truly incredible. Could you be persuaded to allow some of your money to go to propping up another department that's not making enough money?
No, not really.
No, not really.
It depends. It depends what the department is, because, like, if it was a department that I actually really liked, I'd probably be like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, let you have your pet projects. YouTube is effectively a very overgrown pet project.
I do wonder whether they like generally just break even with it at this point. I
think they tend to nowadays, but for a long time it was very much not breaking even. It was very much YouTube is in the red. But then again, realistically, YouTube is probably entirely propped up just by Google ad services, which a significant portion of gets served on YouTube anyway.
Oh, so, I've just found. I don't know how true this is, but YouTube has reported more than 30% revenue growth in the past 4 years. This was in 2022, last month. It generated 28.8 billion in 2021, a 46% increase on 2020 figures. So, at the height of the pandemic, they were, probably doing quite well with YouTube. The year after the main pandemic-y lockdowns, they increased it by 46%.
Right, hold on. I'm just having a read through Alphabet's K10 form, or Form 10K, which is an annual report to the Securities Exchange Act, something. Basically, the HMRC filing for America. But not. Based in Delaware, apparently. I think Delaware's the state where there's a building that there's like a few thousand companies registered at one address.
Oh, God.
Because of tax laws.
Yes, of course.
Okay, this is a big it's 95-page document. Is YouTube listed anywhere in here? Oh wait, hold on. Business type. There's 36 references to YouTube in this document. Why am I doing investigative journalism now? Moonshots, the power of Google services, servicing our users, blah, 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 blah.
We talk about Twitch having problems. Now we're looking at how much money YouTube makes or loses.
Oh, wait, hold on. How we make money. Performance and advertising, brand advertising, Google Play generates revenue. Hardware, and YouTube non-advertising generates revenues from YouTube Premium and YouTube TV subscriptions and other services. Does it tell me how much? Yeah, so I think YouTube is basically entirely propped up by Google ad serving. because of how many ads you see on YouTube nowadays.
You've got to think it's actually a big move, because by having all your advertisements running through YouTube like that, using Google's platform, AdSense is a big player in that regard. Well, it's like one of the only...
Okay, right, here we go. So, year end, December 31st, revenue in millions, YouTube ads alone was... so wait, this is in millions, so 28,845 times a million.
Oh! Goodness gracious me.
That's 28 billion, right?
Yep.
That feels like a lot. What? Total revenues, 257,683 millions. So, 257 billion. Actually, no, that sounds about right for Google, doesn't it?
Yep.
Given Apple's a trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay. Damn, I'm going to download this document. This is very interesting.
Meanwhile, Twitch generated approximately 2.6 billion in revenue in 2021.
Yeah. Okay, so, right, yeah. Damn, Google got
put that into perspective. Google are just like, yo.
Yo, yeah, hold on. There's got to be something like this. Can I find the K10, the 10K for Amazon? SEC filings for Amazon.com.
We're going down a big rabbit hole here.
Okay, well, I might have to do like a video essay on this. Yep. I'll just publish my results somewhere. That's incredible. I love what you can find on the internet.
Great,
I love what has to be legally available
for
citizens to find. It's brilliant. Company's House was the beta thing that you can look up details for companies. It's so good.
Me and you have done that before. We've sat there and looked at things before. So
I did it for a company that went under, and I found out that they owed like £3 million to one creditor alone.
Wasn't that when we were looking up like businesses to buy or something ridiculous?
No, this is a different time. But no, we looked up businesses to buy and like their history and everything. Yeah, but sometimes I get emails about like from a auction company, and they're like, "Oh, I literally just got one."
Oh, you just?
Yo, we can buy an online alcoholic beverage and cocktail wholesale business. There wouldn't be any stock left because I drink it all. Okay, retail presence in Ocado, Whole Food, and Westmoreland farm shops. Yeah, I sometimes get emails like that, and then I go down a rabbit hole of looking like the history of the business and everything. But yeah, I love the fact that this stuff has to be available. Anyway, speaking of YouTube, streamer Ludwig and someone else on YouTube, Schlatt. Never heard of Schlatt. I've heard of Ludwig. No, Ludwig got a big deal for YouTube exclusivity on streaming back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
He did. Basically, Ludwig and Schlatt got fed up of people constantly getting copyright strikes from YouTube, especially while live, and especially with songs that were composed hundreds of years ago, but because all the recordings are modern, they're still protected under modern copyright laws. So they hired a symphony orchestra to record these ancient symphonies and put them out there copyright free. You don't even have to say got it from here. It is attribution free, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at the channel now.
Yeah,
they've got Ride of the
Valkyries, which is dun 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 dun. Oh, you must give appropriate credit. So you just say
you just basically
got
say
from Ludwig and Schlatt. But yeah, it's a good little project. I do like it. That adds on to the YouTube music library, which is actually quite good.
Yeah,
I do like the YouTube music library. I got the audio or the music for time lapses for upcoming videos on the Burridge and Tom YouTube channel.
I got
from there.
Ooh. Oh, we have time lapses. Oh, of the
the thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay, yeah.
The video is up. It is ready to go. It is scheduled for release on Saturday.
Oh my god, they've even got the Russian Dance Nutcracker suite there. I remember that song from the Home Alone 2.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
love it.
They've got some good bits. But yes, okay. Right, should we finish up with our final topic?
Yeah, comical this one is.
I have seen it, and I have seen
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
You know it's big when I saw a recommendation on Reddit of someone saying that they should build a PC inside the cooler shroud.
Oh my god!
You actually genuinely could. It's so cool.
I cannot get over how big it is. So I watched a video from Jay's 2 cents about it, and it's so funny because he's like, cool, this little 1080, yeah, this is cool, isn't it? 2080, yeah, it's still okay, isn't it? The 30 series, the 3000 series, they're getting a bit bigger, but they're not like chonky. And then like he gets out the Asus one from the 3090, and he's like, this one's a bit bigger, and it was quite big. And then he gets like the normal sized Founders Edition, the normal Founders Edition 4090 card, which is massive. And then just for giggles, he then gets the 4090 Strix, which is like bigger again. To the point where he got a standard full ATX case, and the Strix 4090 doesn't fit in it.
Yep.
Standard ATX full-size cases will probably not fit that card.
Yep. It's a big one.
I wonder whether that Corsair case I gave you would be able to fit it. Probably. If you got rid of the hard drive mounts at the front, you could fit that card in. But then the question is there a motherboard that has a PCI slot strong enough to hold all that weight?
I'd have to 3D print like a support for it.
Or you just have to mount it vertically.
So wait, hold on. Let's have... how big was that card? Which card was that one?
Which one?
The big one.
The 4090 Strix.
4090 Strix, right. I'm just looking up the specs for this case, and then I'm seeing if this case has sufficient...
Oh, and also, can I just point out, this
355
was brought up in the
millimeters.
Jay's 2 cent video. The Strix 4090 is still using a 2-slot bracket.
Yes, yeah, I did see that, and I was like, how? What? That better be made out of titanium, I swear.
It's also nearly as tall as a PS5.
Okay, that's helpful, thank you. Except, right, hold on, here we go. Bump. Tech specs. Give me the dimensions. So, bump.
I'm like looking at the video again. It's so comical how big it is.
No, okay. So the Strix is literally 0.26 millimeters too big for the Graphite 780T.
What?
So
we've found a card that will not fit in that bloody case.
So the maximum GPU length is 355 millimeters, and the Strix is 357.6. We are 2.6 mil over. We'd have to take a Dremel off and sand off the tip of the card.
I'm so sad they're not making the 780T anymore. It's like
you
discontinued
can get
product.
some second hand on eBay.
Yeah, I'm probably going to
cheap,
when I rebuild my PC. I'm going to, because it is such a good case.
So recommended PSU for the Strix 1,000 watts.
Yeah. Yep.
Bruh.
Yep.
So that's a full kilowatt.
I'm sorry, I still can't get over the fact that the 780T, not even that case,
a microwave draws less watts than the power supply that this card needs. Sorry, what?
I'm beginning to think that the pricing for the 40 series is just because they need all the bloody materials for it.
This taking one entire iron mine to build.
Here's the thing, though. The actual PCB is not much bigger, if at all.
No, it's just
literally the chassis. It's the cooling that it requires.
Gamers Nexus got worked with NVIDIA and got one of the vapor chambers for the Founders Edition cut in half.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I do have to say, though, Jace2Cents video, he did say that they are getting a water-cooled 4090 at some point soon.
Yeah. It's going to have to be a hell of a water block, though.
I dread to think how big that thing will be.
Chunky.
Because I imagine when he says a water-cooled one, he's talking about an AIO one.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So... But, like, if you were water-cooling it normally, you take all the chassis off of that. Like, the actual block you put on it wouldn't necessarily take up much more room than any other.
Well, it depends how hot the thing is.
Yes.
You want a bigger block for more liquid flow.
A bigger block for more liquid flow, but, like, realistically, it wouldn't be...
It's going to be radiator size. It's going to be the big thing.
Yes.
It's going to be the first AIO that incorporates 2 separate radiators.
Yeah.
At this point, it's basically a custom loop.
Yep.
Also, I love the fact that ASUS are advertising the Strix 4090 card with Apex Legends.
What?
Because, you really
need a 4090 for Apex Legends.
Yeah. It's... Why? Why do we insist on this? It'd be like advertising a Threadripper to play Fortnite.
Oh my god.
To be fair, Threadripper should not be used for games. Threadripper is a workstation CPU through and through. It'd be like using an Epic to play Minecraft. Which I have considered. But no.
Oh my god. That is so funny.
Yeah, if you're planning on getting one of these new cards, don't get a new case. Just get like a shipping container to put it in. And a very long PCIe extender. To be fair, this seems like the perfect card for the growth of the custom case community again.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay, so I'm just imagining if Jeff Geerling's going to try and make a video of building a Raspberry Pi based computer into one of these and then using the actual card as the graphics card. Because you can do PCI off of a Raspberry Pi 4.
You can. Oh.
You could make a custom board with the compute unit. That'd be such a cool video. Jeff, don't steal our ideas.
Yeah, that's our idea. We don't have the money for the card, but...
Jeff, let us know if you do the idea. We'd love a shout-out.
We'd like a shout-out because it was clearly our idea. No one else at all has actually thought about it. Lots of it. Yeah,
no one thinks.
Definitely
What do you mean?
Original Bluetail Media copyright 2022.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, is that everything? We done?
Yep, that is it.
That is us all done for this episode of Burridge and Tom Rambling On. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, you can subscribe to Burridge and Tom over on YouTube or follow our podcast on your favourite podcast source. If you really like what you heard, then you can support us over on our forums. See, look, I changed it.
You did.
If you want to get involved with the community, you can join our Discord or tweet at us on Twitter, and the links to all these and more are available over at burridgeandtom.com. As always, I've been Tom.
And I've been Burridge.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next time with more nonsense. Goodbye.
Goodbye.